told us during the week in the group around your locker that how confident you were. You seemed so confident and you seemed so ready for this. Did you do tonight what you expected to do?
Of course. Yeah, I've been playing in big games since a little kid, man. And the only thing I thought about was just having Fred back and just make sure I play to the standard, man. That was my biggest thought going into this whole week and my preparation. I didn't want to let my brothers down and be the reason why a big play happened like last week against Tampa. So I feel like my preparation and the whole defense preparation going into this week, we were all locked in. I even went to Mustafa House sometimes and we just watched film, and I'm texting him about play calls and route concepts. You know, it's all new to me sometimes, you know. But, yeah, I'm just happy the way we played, and all I can think about now is just ways we could get better. You know, we didn't play a perfect game yet, so, yeah.
A lot of people
coming in after, obviously you played in place of Fred last game, but this was like the first full game where it's you in place of Fred.
Mm-hmm.
Just wondering, like, now that this game went so well, you played so well, your coaches, players all saying that you played so well, does that kind of settle you into this role going for the rest of this season?
I'll just say, yeah, I would say it settled me, but, like, I kind of feel like that's me being comfortable, and I'm not comfortable at all. I just want to be Tatum Bethune, and Fred done so much on his defense and made so many plays, and I want to do the same thing. I don't want to be Fred, but I also want to make plays the same way he does, and it's inspiring. You know, you don't see a linebackers do that around the league, and he's one of a kind too, and I'm just excited to be able to learn from him for a year and a half, and now it's my chance to learn and be able to make those type of plays too. So.
And when you left the game, and was it was there a moment where, oh no, something, or did you know you were fine?
You said when I left the game? Yeah, I was fine, man. It was just a lot of stuff going on, but I was good, yeah.
A lot of people before this game were looking and say, no Fred Warner, no Nick Bosa, this defense is going to take a step back. I'm sure you try to ignore it, but hear that. Did you guys take that as motivation? Was there any extra juice of like, hey, we want to show we can still play?
No, me personally, I saw all of it. I saw all of it. And as a defense, we didn't talk about it, but I felt a certain way about it. You know, I was emotional before the game. I even cried before the game because I'm thanking God for this opportunity. You know, it's unfortunate Fred got hurt, but this also an opportunity for me to be able to expand and get better while I can before he gets back. And, yeah, I'm just excited for this game. I'm happy the way we played.
You had a great game. How much did Johnny Holland, the veteran linebacker coach, you know, with the mental reps this week, get you prepared for today?
You know, Johnny, he came to me, he said, you don't have to be nobody else but Tatum Bethune. He's like, we drafted you for a reason, do the stuff that we saw that you did in college, and I felt like that's what I did, and I felt like I could be better in a lot of communication stuff on the defense, but that all comes with time, you know, so, yeah.
You said you wanted to make sure that you played to the standard. What is the standard that 49er defenders expect?
Violent football, run and hit. You know, when 49ers play, and especially games like this, Sunday night football, we show out. And I just want to make sure we had that same energy Fred brings to the defense. And, yeah, I guess we showed it tonight.
Did you expect to be doing so much blitzing tonight?
Yeah, we practiced all week. So, yeah, he told us what downs he wanted to call it and what he was thinking. And the only thing I thought was just go. Yeah, so I knew I had a chance to be able to get a sack. They took it away from me, but that really hurt my heart, man. That's all I wanted was a sack. I don't care about tackles. But, yeah, we knew we was going to go get after him and put some pressure on him.
That's the super Fred Warner throwback. Did you get that from him, or did you get that made? Where'd you?
Nah, we actually shout out to D Winters. He before the like 2 days before he told me he got a shirt for me. He wore the 54 jersey, and it was a great idea for me to wear the 48 jersey his rookie year. And I feel like the rest of this season, man, I'm just thinking about Fred, and then everything we do is for him, man. He done a lot for us. He put his body on the line for us, and we just want to show him that it didn't go unnoticed, and we learned from it, and we're going to feed off of it.
He got you the jersey?
Talk to Fred?
Yeah, D.
Did you talk to Fred before playing in either of these games? Did he say anything, give a nugget maybe?
I mean, 2 days, it was like, what day that was? It's before a walkthrough. On Saturday, he showed up in the meeting room and surprised us. You know, when guys get surgery, they don't show up for a while. And he showed up, he watched film with us, and he didn't give any pointers, but he allowed us to learn, and he just showed us that he's still here. And for somebody to do that, man, he showed that he really cares, and it's not always about him. And Fred is like a big brother to us, so, yeah.
All right, thanks, David.
All right, appreciate it. Oh, this is not
200-yard day, rushing, receiving, you're doing it all today. Talk to us a little bit about your performance. What did you think of it?
Yeah, I think, super happy we got the win. A lot of credit to the guys up front. Tight ends, receivers blocking, everybody blocking, open up some big lanes in the run game. And defense did a hell of a job keeping us in the game at some tough times. So, big team win, man, character win. Proud of our guys.
13 plays. What was your perspective on that? And Kyle was saying that you were about to come off the field and he could send you back on for that.
Yeah, I was about to come off. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how to answer those, but because you just answered it. But yeah, I was about to come off the field and then came back in, called that. Mac threw a great ball, perfectly on time. It was a big play. So yeah.
Back in, did you know? Okay, this is coming to me. Then
I figured it was something. But no, yeah, it was a great call and a great time, based on the defense that they've been playing in the red zone. And then Mac threw it perfectly on time. And we'd rep that a couple times in practice this week. So guys held up. Mac threw a great ball.
I'm sure you'll be able to see more when you watch the tape, but could you feel George's presence just in terms of the way the Falcons were moving around or defending you guys and opening things up in the run game?
100%. Yeah, it's a different ball game when he's in there. Even when he doesn't have a big statistical game, the attention that he draws it opens so much up. That's why football is the biggest team game on the planet. It always has been. It always will be. When you got guys like that on the field, just their presence alone strikes a lot of fear in coordinators. And so you have to keep eyes on them. And some games it might be me that has these open lanes and has a good stat line, whatever, and then other times it'll be him or whoever else is coming to the table. So that's why it's a team game, and having him out there is a big deal.
George Kittle coming back, playing tonight. You made history tonight when it comes to receptions and, of course, rushing yards. That being said, if George Kittle was not out there, the run game has suffered with him not being out there. So how much knowing you got him back helped your game? How much does that mean to the team? But then also you lose a guy like Fred and you get a guy like George back. Just how much of that really played into this win? Yeah,
I think having George out there is awesome. He, like I said, he's so good in the run game and the pass game, and I think his versatility is what causes a lot of problems. But also, we had guys go down on the O-line too and step up big. We had guys like, I don't know how many rotations we had today, but just everybody who came in and stepped up did such a great job. Kyle always says it takes a whole team to be able to run the ball. It takes receivers, it takes tight ends, obviously it takes O-line, it takes guys like Juice, it takes the quarterback being able to stay on the field on third down, and then it takes a defense stepping up so that you have opportunities to run, you're not super behind. So I've never heard a coach say that, but that makes so much sense to me. To be able to run the ball is a huge team effort, and our guys allowed that to happen today.
Did you make eye contact with Connor Colby on the touchdown, or did you just sense that he was pulling you as you were running?
Yeah, he did. That's just a huge strain play, for a guy like that who's in there busting his ass, man. And those are the kind of plays that are just character plays, and that are fun to be a part of. So appreciative of him for getting me in again.
Obviously, you want all your stars in there, but is there some sense of pride that you've been able to do this? Obviously, you've had guys out. You've got guys out for the year, huge players. But to get to this record with all these injuries, is there a sense of pride just within that room, quietly, out loud, anything like that?
Yeah, I think, it's a testament to the leadership. I think, when a guy like Fred or Bosa comes out and you got young guys and guys who haven't been in that position step up the way they have, it's coaching, it's leadership, and that doesn't happen everywhere. I can promise you that. And so it's fun. It's a fun group to be a part of in that, knowing that every week is going to be a fight. And guys are going to have to step up and do their job and get it done. And today was a good example of that. And I know we're still hungry, man. We haven't played perfect yet, and I think so far we've done a good job coming back from losses, and I think the challenge this week will be coming back from a big win like this and maintaining that focus, maintaining that intent, and continuing to get better.
There was a lot of faith expressed in Tatum Bethune all during the week last week, and it didn't seem like whistling in the graveyard or false optimism. It seemed like everybody was pretty convinced he was going to do what he did tonight. What were your observations about him during the week and the way he stepped in?
Yeah, I mean, when you sat behind one of the best linebackers to ever play, you get to see how he practices, how he prepares, how he studies tape. And that's such a huge deal for a young guy to come in, and what a gift to have that, because you never know when your opportunity is going to come. And I think the thing that I've realized just going against guys like Tatum and guys like D is they run and hit, you know, and that's something that's preached throughout the entire defense. But they fly around, man. They're physical as ever, and they love football, and their mindset's there. So, you know, when he got the nod, obviously, and unfortunately Fred went down, we had all the confidence in the world in him. Appreciate it, guys.
Howdy. Hello, everybody.
George, what did you tell Connor Colby after the game?
I said it was a great job, and we're going to get just a little bit better every single day, and that I expect to see him at our body maintenance on Mondays and Tuesdays, because he does not know how to take care of his body yet as a professional athlete.
Well, he knew how to take care of Christian McCaffrey's body on a second touchdown.
He did. Pulled him in there, didn't he? It's fantastic. That's a good Iowa guy. Just love it. Let's pull him in.
Kyle said for the first time this year he told the team before, wanted 40 runs, thought that was necessary, would like to get there.
Mm-hmm.
What does it tell you when, you know, he's done that before, obviously.
Yes.
But what does it tell you when he tells you guys that?
It really excites me, because when I feel like when our run game is going and we're rushing the ball for more than 30 times, you get close to 40, that means you're owning the time of possession, meaning that you're not letting their explosive players on the other side of the ball get the ball. You know, if we can do our best job to not let number 7, who's a fantastic football player, you know, get a ton of touches, that's good football for us. And so when we just it kind of gives you that mindset that we're going to hit people in the face as hard as we possibly can and give Christian McCaffrey and Robinson as many carries as we can give them, and just run through a person's face is the polite way I'd say that. It's a good mindset to go into an NFL game.
Seeing Christian both, you know, up close playing with him, and then observing him while you were out, what can you say about the kind of season he's having right now?
I mean, he's top 10 in receiving yards, top 5 in targets, and we're gonna get him up at the top of the leaderboards for rushing. I will say that is my goal. So every Saturday night, our tight end room, Coach Fleury started doing this when he became our tight ends coach. He wants all the tight ends to get up in front of the room and set a goal. So I mean, anywhere from dominate the edges, tight end touchdown, you know, whatever goals. And my goal this week was CMC NFC Player of the Week. And if I actually called that might be the best guess of all time. But I think 200 yards and 2 touchdowns has a shot for it. But that was my goal going into this game, because Atlanta has a really good defense. You know, I've gotten in trouble for saying on paper they're really, really good. I got in trouble for that a couple years ago with the Eagles. But on paper they're all these stats. Everyone's really excited about them. But at the end of the day, you still got to go out there and play football regardless. And they have a very athletic, explosive defensive line. But none of them you're not playing Vita Vea. You're not playing a 300-pound guy. You know, they're light and explosive. And so we just ran as much gap scheme as we possibly could and just got them to move. And because of that, when you have Christian McCaffrey getting past the linebackers, I mean, he's going to average a lot.
What does it say about this team's culture that so many guys have gone down, have been injured, and yet you're up to a 5-2 record, and these young players, especially today on defense, have just been able to step in and meet the moment?
I mean, the defense was so much fun to watch today because they were just flying around. I mean, the one play that stood out to me was when Malik came downhill and hit 25 so hard in the ribs that I think it took him out of the game. Those aren't fun hits to take. That's the reason I'm really happy I don't play running back. But I just think the standard that we've set as a 49ers organization, from Fred Warner to Nick Bosa, I mean, you go back to 2019 with DeForest Buckner, Eric Armstead, K'Wan Williams, like the guys, Richard Sherman, the guys that we had set the standard of how you play defense here, kind Because if you don't play defense like that, you kind of stand out like a sore thumb. And I just love that the young guys have seen, hey, this is how Nick plays, this is how Fred plays. This is how we're supposed to play. And so you can just carry that and you can learn from that. And you can just play at that same level. And you can't replace Fred Warner. You just can't. You can't replace Nick Bosa. Those are Fred's best linebacker in the NFL. I'll argue, with a wall that Nick Bosa is top 2, not 2. This is what he does in the run game and the pass game. So it's hard to replace guys like that. But if you can just go out there with the same energy and the same effort and fly around and hit the person in the face, then you can have a good defense. Yes, ma'am.
Tell me on Thursday, you have been itching to get back out there and play some football. You got out there today.
I
How
did.
did it feel to play? And maybe not a crazy stat line, but then you unlocked the run game pretty much more than it's been all season long. So how rewarding is this win?
I had so much fun playing football. It's Sunday night football in Levi Stadium, so I basically told the team, I was like, if you don't have fun tonight, then you don't have a pulse and you shouldn't be in this locker room. And I definitely felt the pulse tonight from the entire team and just felt the juice the entire way. Offense, defense, special teams, I felt it. I mean, how fun is Eddie? Goodness gracious, just how fun is he? I absolutely love that guy. Great locker guy. But yeah, no, I would love to catch the football once in a while. Hey, when it happens, it happens. When it doesn't, it is what it is. But when you can run the ball 37 plus times, it's a fantastic night. And I think we were moving the heck out of them. We were physical, and we played 49ers football tonight.
In the game plan, did you have a feeling you weren't going to get the ball very much tonight? Or?
Personally, I thought with the game plan, based on the walkthrough yesterday, I thought I was going to have 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, sorry, fantasy coaches and anybody that bet on me. My bad. Blame Kyle Shanahan, not me. I think the Falcons just did a really good job. We called a bunch of the plays. We called the plays that we thought I was going to be open on, and next thing I know, there's 2 to 3 people standing in the window. And then Mac did a great job of not, forcing anything, and then just, hey, let's get it to a check down, let's get it to another guy that's open, and just keep the ball moving. Like I said, I would love to get the football. I love catching the ball, I love hitting people, and I love running in the open space. But like I said, if other guys are taking advantage of the opportunity and they're winning their one-on-ones, I'll take it. I mean, I want to win, and I want to just keep winning because that's way more fun than having 100 yards and losing. You've already asked me a question. He hasn't asked yet. I'm nice here, okay?
Every year, and you've been on the team for a number of years. It seems like this team has maybe a higher level of grit. What do you think? I mean, is this a gritty bunch to you?
You know what? I think, one, Mac Jones is a fantastic quarterback. The way that he stepped up for when Brock has not been in and led this team to a bunch of victories is incredible. He gets hit a ton of times, and he stands right back up and delivers the next pass. The way that he is in and out of the huddle. So that is one reason I think for our success is him. And then I say the other one is, I've said this since OTAs, Robert Saleh is the best free agent signing that we possibly got. The juice that he brings every single day, how smart he is, the way that he game plans, how he sets guys up for success, puts guys in positions to succeed, how he calls the blitzes on the right time. Like, he's just such a good coach. And I'm so happy that we got him back this year because he is a fire for our defense and he will be a fire for us. So those are my 2 things. I think that is a reason why the team is good. And then, yeah, we're gritty. Anytime Christian McCaffrey touches the football, you have a chance for a 7-yard play. And I know we haven't had a lot of those this year, but like teams have to prepare for that, and teams are, you got to kind of be scared of Christian McCaffrey. And so I think, he had 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. Hey, there's Christian McCaffrey. You're going to get a lot more of that this year.
Last one right here.
Last one. This better be good.
It's been building up.
It better be.
Did you replace Fred in all the speeches today? How many speeches did you give? Because Fred gives like 3 or 4 a game, I think.
How do you know? Are you in the locker? He told you?
Yeah,
He is the aura farming king. I will say that. How about Fred Warner being shown on the scoreboard, and we almost had to go on a silent count because we couldn't hear a play call? How selfish of Fred Warner. Goodness gracious. No, I'm going to give one speech today. It was fantastic. I'm going to divvy that up. I don't want to give the speech every single time. We have a lot of leaders on this team. We have a lot of voices on this team. And, I'll speak when I need to, but we have a lot of voices on this team that need to be heard and that will inspire people. And so, and also, like, I mean, if you needed inspiration to play football on Sunday Night Football in Levi Stadium, I don't really need you on my team. And I didn't see that today. I saw all the guys inspired to go out there and hit a person in the face.
How important was that first one, knowing he's not there, that big one, when the team comes
I didn't even think about it until Vern brought it up on Thursday. And then next thing I know, I'm thinking about it on a Friday night at 2 a.m. I'm like, what am I going to say? And then everything went out the window. I just said whatever I wanted to say when it showed up. So it was pretty easy. Thanks, guys.
George just talked you up there pretty good right before you came out. Give us your thoughts on this win tonight.
It was good. It was a good team win, and I thought the defense played really well. The offensive line did great. We ran the ball well. George had a great impact in the run game. Obviously want to get him some more footballs here, but we'll get that going, and just glad to have George back out there and all those guys, and thought it was just a good old-fashioned win.
What does George's presence on the field do, even if he's not?
I don't know, in the huddle he's just funny and keeps it loose, and then obviously in the run game he's a very powerful blocker, and then in coverage tonight he had pulled a lot of defenders. They had two to three guys on him and stuff, so it's obviously tough when you're the apex guy, but really love playing with him tonight, and we're going to just continue to build our chemistry, and it's just the first time together out there.
How challenging is it to switch centers early in the game?
It's not challenging, really. I mean, honestly, I have a lot of trust in Matt, and because we had gotten a lot of reps, it'd be one thing if you maybe hadn't had a lot of reps with somebody. But it was funny, we were talking this week about, I was like, it's your revenge week this week, because he was in Atlanta, and then sure enough, he's like, on like whatever, early in the game, he's like, all right, here we go. And I was like, revenge week. But he did awesome. He was cool as a cucumber, and just went out there and did his job.
How would you describe McCaffrey's game tonight?
What'd you say?
How would you describe McCaffrey's game tonight?
It was good. He definitely owes me some money. He fell down on those passes at like the 2-yard line, so he wanted to run them in. But no, he did a great job. He's an awesome competitor. Just does his job on every play, and that's what you want. And B-Rob did good too tonight. I thought the 1-2 punch was good, and obviously the offense line did great. You know, having Jake go out's got to be tough, right, early, and they just found the holes, and they just did a great job. I was proud of them.
Mac, you seem to be moving really wonderfully
Hey.
in the fourth.
Thank you.
Yeah, like, did you feel like physically a little better?
Yeah.
This week than
Yeah.
in the past?
Yeah, no, I got your question, and you weren't wrong, so hope we can still be friends. But yeah, I definitely felt better. I still feel like there's some limitations, but to be honest, but I'm working through it, and I felt a lot better this week, and just being able to practice meant a lot to my confidence and all that stuff, and that's when you can work on things too and get back in shape and all that. So I just hadn't practiced a lot prior to this week, so I'm glad to be back out there.
What was your view of Christian McCaffrey getting kind of pulled into the end zone by Connor?
Oh yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, I know the first one he did like a crazy front flip thing. That was pretty wild. And I was like, don't hurt yourself. But the other ones, I just saw the guys pushing them, and I don't know, it's tough in those situations. A lot of times the refs, blow the play dead, but you really just, like, all I can do back there is like yell, push, like somebody hit them, so they did a good job like getting everybody in there, and sometimes they blow it dead, sometimes they don't, so it was a good job by Connor.
What do you make of Connor's run after catch ability?
Yeah, that was good. I don't know, he did a pretty good job. I've had that happen to me a few times in my career, weirdly enough, so, but he did a good job. He caught it and made some yak.
Sounds like Brock is getting close, and you made no bones about the fact that, that this is Brock's team and you're just doing your job and
Yeah.
doing what was asked of you. But you got a pretty good run here, a lot of good games to show who you are and
Yeah.
who you are to your teammates. What has that meant to you?
It's meant a lot. I mean, I think everybody on this team's had my back, and Brock included, and he's just been so fun to work with, Brock, and everybody in the quarterback room. So I've been fortunate to have some wins here, and we have been fortunate to have some wins, and that's important. Every win counts early in the year, and all you're trying to do is get to that number so you can get in the playoffs. But got a long way to go there, and we're just taking it 1 week at a time, and my goal is to be prepared, whatever role I'm in, and just looking forward to the challenge next week.
Just watching you at practice, it's pretty clear
Oh, gosh.
that you like having a good time. And
Sorry, you and then you.
I was just saying, watching you at practice, it's, you look like you're having fun. You're
Yeah.
having a good time. You're fooling around with the receivers. You're having a good time. How important is that you play football and not work it, and that you have that fun?
Yeah, it's very important. I think that's why you play, right? You play to have fun and win, and when you can do both, it's really awesome. And even when you're losing, like, you still have to go out there and enjoy the week of practice, enjoy the process. That shouldn't change each week, So it's really fun that you can that they allow us to do that here, I guess, and the music's on and everyone's dancing, having a good time, but we're also super intentionally focused when we have to do our jobs and play. So there's a balance, but I don't want it to seem like a bad thing, you know? It's a cool thing that everyone has here, and that's what it's all about.
Trent kind of spoke about your toughness, and I mean, we've seen you in these games take hits. It kind of seem like, you know, they're rattling you, maybe just a little bit, but you come right back every time. And I'm just curious to know, like, where does that toughness come from? You told Christina Pink last week that throwing kind of felt like you pulling a scab off. At least that's what she reported.
Yeah, that's probably
true. So being that you were in that much pain, being that you were in that much pain, like, what is it that fuels you to say, I'm just not going down. I'm not staying on the sideline. I'm going to go back out there as long as I can walk and move.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've played with a lot of tough players and watched a lot of tough quarterbacks play in front of me, whether that was in college or whatever, and just learned it. I think it rubs up on the team, and I feel like if you're able to play and you can protect yourself, you should be out there. So that's what it's all about. And those guys are getting hit every play, so they have it much worse than I do. And they did a good job this evening keeping me upright. And I mean, the only big hit I took was when I had to tackle the guy on the interception. So other than that, I feel good. Like, it is definitely part of my DNA, though.
Throwing it, maybe you're joking, but do they ever say, hey, maybe not that, or they say, oh, that's okay, that's cool?
I mean, if you complete it, they're happy. So.